There are those who say that Raila Odinga's political career is finished. Yeah? Why? Because of his support for the recent passage of the 8% VAT on fuel. You see, many people don't realize this, but Kenyans are just livid about this taxation, this tax burden that the government has put on Kenyans. And quite rightly so, yeah. A few people have become trillionaires, zillionaires, yeah, embezzling public funds. And they've embezzled public funds, which are actually loans. And now that they're filthy rich, and that the country of Kenya has been left with a huge burden in terms of repaying these loans, those people have decided to raid the pockets of Kenyans, yeah, in order to pay for this money they stole. Now, this situation reminds me of something very crazy and indeed also hilarious that happened in Kenya a number of years ago. Thugs broke into a plot, yeah, with very many houses, yeah, and they were armed to the teeth, and they started going from house to house, robbing and stealing. In those days, there were no mobile phones, so an operation like this was easy. But also, the thieves could not steal mobile phones, so they were just taking TV sets and other valuables. So they went from house to house, and they reached this middle-aged man's house. And the man only had a small table and a stool and a small radio, and of course his bed. And they gave that poor man a thorough beating. Hii miaka yote umekaa Nairobi hata hujanunua TV. Fala wewe, utaona. Tunataka ununue TV, ununue kila kitu. Tunarudi. Na tukirudi baada ya miezi 2-3, kama una kitu kwa hii nyumba, tutaua wewe. Now, this is not fiction. This is a true story. Translation. All these years you have lived in Nairobi, you have not even purchased a TV for us to steal from you? You idiot. We are coming back after 2 or 3 months again. If we break into here and we find you have nothing, we're going to kill you. Now, these tax manenos are very similar. Yeah, how are they similar? They're similar because the public funds have been stolen by these people, our funds, our money. Then after robbing us blind, they are asking us to pay to replace what they have stolen. So in such a situation, why should Kenyans not be mad? Why should Kenyans not be very, very upset, so livid, that, they really can't believe what's happening? Now we'll go for a short break. When we come back, I'll explain to you why the political consequences of this tax thing are so huge, so far-reaching, yeah, that many Kenyans have no idea. Don't go away. Now, there are those who say that Raila Odinga will never vie again for the presidency of Kenya. They are saying that Raila Odinga is preoccupied with leaving behind a legacy. Now, this is very believable, especially if you're a member of Club 1999, because I've carried a very sensitive recording of why Raila Odinga will never again vie for the presidency. Now, it's very easy to become a member. All you need to do is use the email address you see on your screens right now. And when you send a blank email, you'll get an instant response giving you payment details. Yeah, 6 months membership is only $1,999 or $19.99. Yeah, and life membership is $29.99, $2,999 or $29.99. And when you become a member, the first thing that happens is that you receive all the sensitive videos you've missed. Yeah, I believe there are almost 30 sensitive videos which have a lot of inside information, yeah, about Kenyan politics that will help you understand a lot of things. Yeah, and in one of these sensitive recordings, there is just some information on Raila Odinga that will just shock you. Anyway, this is the belief of most Kenyans, that Raila Odinga will never again vie for any political seat in Kenya, that is going to retire with President Uhuru Kenyatta. However, there are those who are equally convinced that Raila Odinga has already made arrangements of how he's going to win the presidency in 2022. And many of those people are saying that Raila Odinga will be wasting his time because he's finished politically. And mainly because of this tax thing. They say the handshake was supposed to make life in Kenya better. It was supposed to make life in Kenya more bearable. But actually the very opposite has happened. Well, we'll have to wait and see, yeah, which school of thought is correct about the political future of Raila Odinga. But let's move on. The biggest consequence of this new tax, and I've told you on this channel before that there are many more taxes to follow, yeah, because the government has to raise money to sort out the huge financial mess the country is in. Actually, the truth is not to sort out the mess, to keep Kenya afloat. That's what really it is. Now, the real impact of this tax is that it has changed the Kenyan political scene forever. It has united Kenyans from all the tribes in Kenya, yeah, into one very major force that is lined up against the political class. When the government is finally done with the raiding our pockets, yeah, squeezing, yeah, the last drop of our hard-earned money, yeah, to go into financing a government that has already overborrowed way beyond the limits and made a few people rich, no Kenyan will ever think of voting tribally again. Kenyan voters will only vote for people who already have a track record of improving the lives of Kenyans, yeah, and can prove that going forward they'll be focused on uplifting the living standards of Kenyans, of making life better for Kenyans, irrespective of what tribe they may hail from. Now, if that is true, it means the entire political class as we know it today will be wiped out. They will all go home, together with their old, outdated, rotten political system, yeah, that has really impoverished Kenyans over the years. That is the good news. The bad news, as we all know, is that the political class will not just go home quietly. They will fight back with everything they have in order to retain the status quo. The status quo of rallying Kenyans behind tribes, yeah, for the selfish needs of these politicians. Well, while some people think that is not true, while some people are sure tribalism will never leave our country, the truth is there are actually signs, yeah, that shows very clearly that things will never be the same again. Because it is clearly the political pressure from the people that has made legislators do an about turn. Yeah, people who are very greedy, campaigning for their own salaries just the other day, have suddenly become champions of the people, fighting for zero rate taxation on fuel prices. It is the reason where we are hearing right inside Parliament songs that are usually meant only for the streets. Songs like Mapambano, Bado Mapambano. Loosely translated, the song is about maintaining the struggle for a better Kenya. And there have been numerous other reactions from the political class, like DP William Ruto telling Kenyans the tax is for our own good, it is for the good of Kenyans, so that development projects in the country can continue to be financed. Of course, the same projects that have made a few Kenyans very, very wealthy through corruption and embezzlement of these funds meant for development, so that at the end of the day, only a fraction of the original amount meant for development is actually put into development. Yeah, most of the money goes into various government officials' pockets as corruption money, and you can expect many more developments either for or against this taxation in the next few days and weeks to come. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.